If you're planning to drive across the United States like I've done a few times, there are some things I wish I'd known before I did it. Let me explain. And this first one might sound obvious, but the United States is a very big country, so plan your drives appropriately. You don't want to be spending more than 250 to maybe 300 miles a day behind the wheel, but have fun with it. Check out some of the random places at the side of the road and make sure you have somewhere to stay. Or if you're feeling adventurous, maybe go for the next motel you see. If you're coming from the UK like me, you're going to need to very quickly get used to two things. One is driving an automatic car like this, and the other is driving on the right-hand side, which means that this becomes this, which can be more confusing than it sounds. It will change the way that you have to come on and off roundabouts, junctions, how you overtake, etc. But there is one advantage that you do need to know about, which is this, which is singularly America's biggest contribution to motoring. You can turn right on a red light in most situations. Bear in mind that turning right is their equivalent of turning left, i.e. it's the easier one at a junction. Don't make the mistake that I did when I first went to the US. I didn't know about this rule and people were beeping at me at a junction. And my response to that was to nervously crawl forward about 5 feet and then sink down in my chair until all the noises went away. Some notes on this: you can turn right on most red signals where the way ahead is clear. You're not legally obliged to do so, but most people will expect you to. And there are some situations where you can't turn right on a red and they will be clearly signposted like this one. Some notes on buying petrol, or gas as they call it. Petrol is incredibly cheap out there, even though they say it's not. And for your hire car, you're going to almost certainly need regular fuel 87. That's this one. But you won't just be able to get out and start pumping it yourself. Oh no, you'll have to go to the register first. And then what happens, and this confused the hell out of me when I first went to the United States, is they'll ask you how much fuel you want, and you'll be stood there thinking, well, I don't know, I haven't started pumping it yet. Basically what happens is that you set a maximum amount on your card, and then the machine lets you pump up to that limit and debits you for that amount. So most people pick a safe figure like $100, knowing that they're going to come in under that. But yeah, it is confusing, and absolutely no other country that I know does it this way. But on the subject of payment, you're going to need at least one of these, and I'm talking credit, not debit. The reason for this is that getting that maximum amount of fuel that you set up at the cash register refunded is going to be a lot more painless if you have a credit rather than a debit. Also, when you go to pick up your hire car, you're going to need to put one of these down for deposit anyway. Not all the companies will take debit, and again, getting that deposit back is a lot less painful than it is on debit. Now, I've actually got a few of these that I use for different purposes when I go on holiday. Some of them actually have no foreign transaction fees at all and even pay me for using them. So if you'd like a guide on that, let me know.